The glare on my glasses from my monitor is pretty bad. What's up, everybody? It is Zach of the Dark Conservatarian YouTube channel, and time to crack over Il Oktoberfest. Why? Dang it. Dang it. Made a bit of a mess there. Why? Because it is Thanksgiving, the pinnacle fall time holiday, aside from maybe Halloween if you're more into Halloween than I am, but not that I'm anti-Halloween, but I also like I like Thanksgiving a bit better than Halloween. I'm just going to be honest, but yes. Anyway, and what do I have to thank for today or this Thanksgiving weekend? For getting to 800 subscribers. So cheers, y'all. Technically, I got to 800 subs like a few weeks ago, but I not only was I like in a little bit of a bad mood for like the preceding days after that, to where that I did not feel like live streaming at all, but also because I knew that with my luck, that if I like did a celebration live stream, as soon as I hit like the solid 800, that's knowing my luck, I was probably going to have like a few trolls who were going to like unsubscribe just to say, oh, look, yeah, only 799 subscribers. You only had 798 subscribers, and so on and so forth. And so I just, although who knows, maybe there are like 4 or 5 people who want to do that to me anyways. But anyway, so yes, big thanks to you all for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and a especially big thanks to Ranting Monkey, who is the one who like helped push me over the edge to 800 subscribers, or a little bit over 800 subscribers. So yeah, there's that, and so here we are. And of course, thank you, Aircraft Sparky. I think you might have had a small contribution to me getting 800 subs, but in no small amount of effort, but in fact a big effort, thanks to S-Man Speaks, even though that he might be kind of on a hiatus and inactive from YouTube and all that stuff. No matter how far he is, I still give a big thanks to him for helping to put my YouTube channel on the map. And of course, there's my 2 cents, who is like a big time contributor. Of course, kind of helps that I paid him money to advertise my YouTube channel, but regardless, that's a thing. And thanks to Loudmouth Reviews as well for helping me to get to 800 subs. Now, I'm not going to try and make this like some cringy, oh, I just have a few people to thank right here, and then I whip out a big, humongous, mile-long scroll full of names where I'm all like, I just have a few people that I'd like to thank today. So, no, I'm not going to do that, but I just, a few names at least. Let's just say that. Just a few names that I wanted to mention. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Aircraft Sparky. And your inability to open a beer. Hey, in my fairness, take a look at this. My beer bottle opener is kind of bent right now. So I think that is what is happening right there, is that it's getting so bent to where that it's losing the right angle to immediately do that. It takes a little bit more extra effort, and so therefore that's what happened. I'm gonna have to get a paper towel or something for that later. Monkey gave you a shout out. Awesome. Yeah. In fact, actually, it was a live stream that I had him on. I just had a casual live stream, just interviewing and chatting with him. So go check that out if you're at all interested, Sparky. It's in the usual like Strike Force playlist on my channel page. Nah, I didn't do nothing. Maybe not hardly. I don't know. You let me guest appearance on your show a couple times, so that might be a little bit of something. Although I guess I did not notice a whole bunch of subscribers like resubbing. But anyway, it's nothing. Regardless, I haven't seen anything from him in a while. That's mostly because he's doing mostly live streams now. He no offense, Aircraft Sparky, but I have been like listening to more Ranting Monkey than any other live streamer, aside from maybe Adam and Sitch, and Destiny is like third place. Although I don't actually listen to his live streams, I listen to the highlight clips and so forth of his Twitch live streams. But no, Ranting Monkey is like the number one, the person that I've been listening to the most. But that's probably the biggest reason why he's not really showing up in the algorithm so much, is because he switched to that as opposed to doing full videos. Yeah. So I'm actually going to right now give out the invite to people if they want to drop in and say hi. Like that Twitter group chat, for example. What the heck? Just wondering. I'm trying to see something here. It almost looks like that maybe freaking. Oh fuck! I almost think that Reckless Trucker might have lost it. Yep. Reckless Trucker lost yet another one of his own. Fuck! Another one of his Twitter accounts. I mean, or maybe he deleted that of his own volition. I don't know. One of his alternative Twitter accounts, or sorry, I'm sorry, X accounts. One of his alternative X accounts is still on here. The most recent one that messaged to me. This one doesn't have him on, or does it though? Two of his older channels that he's been pretty much banned from. Okay. Let's see here. I was talking about S-Man Monkey I see on all the time. Oh, yeah. I gotcha. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, S-Man. S-Man has just been inactive for like a long while. He his main channel that goes by the title S-Man Speaks, he doesn't that is not technically his main channel anymore. He made an alternative channel. I do not know if he wants me to say the name of his current actual channel that he is using nowadays, just willy-nilly. I mean, it. But anyway, yeah, S-Man, even with that channel, though, he's kind of inactive, though. I think I'll give the invite to you, too, Aircraft Sparky. Let me just send it to you via Discord. Because screw it, why not? I want some company. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and I think go ahead and get myself that paper towel to clean up my beer spill here. All right. It looks like Sparky hasn't responded to what I said live on this channel, nor has he joined the call just yet. But in the meantime, while waiting for more activity to happen on this live stream, I think I'm going to do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, mostly because it's for the most part a bit of a chill live stream, and as opposed to a news stream. I'm going to do something that is kind of entertainment related. I would do this on my secondary channel, Darkon Entertainment, but I thought this is a good backup for something to do. To wait for people to like show up to kind of chat for a bit. Oh, I'll join. Give me a moment. Was taking care of my puppers. Okay, that's cool, Sparks. Get out of my face, and let me go ahead and just share screen. All right. I think I'm going to do a rock band tier list because why not? So I did one of these on my phone, so I know basically what I am going to say throughout this whole commentary on why that I'm going to rank these bands the way that I do. But I thought just for the shits and giggles, why wouldn't I do this? Okay. All right. Without further ado, I guess let's just get started. You know what? Actually, I'm going to pull up the live stream on my phone so I can like constantly monitor the chat while I'm doing my stuff here. All right, and so first on this list here actually is Nickelback. Now, I know that Nickelback has a whole lot of hate, but I don't mind them. I think "Photograph" is probably my favorite song of theirs. I know that "Rockstar" is a bit too pandery, but regardless, I really like the "Photograph" by Nickelback. It's not as good as the Def Leppard version of "Photograph," like two different songs, two different sets of lyrics, but still like under the same name. I like Def Leppard's "Photograph" better, but regardless, I like Nickelback's. I think I'll just I don't know for right now. C tier, I guess. They're nothing like too spectacular. They especially do not have anything special in the way of guitar solos, but it's sometimes nice music to listen to. I will say that the one best thing that I like about Nickelback was when Chad Kroeger, the main singer, he paired up with Santana to sing that one song called "Into the Night." Which you go talking about guitar solos, that's one of the sweetest guitar solos that I have ever heard, in my honest opinion. And it was from somebody who was not of the Nickelback band, so there's that for you. And I heard the tone. I just wanted to finish what I said. What's up, Sparks?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Just another happy Thanksgiving weekend.
There you go. There you go.
Had to be around family that not so comfortable with some of the time, but hey, they weren't that much of a bother regardless. Actually, the particular family members I'm thinking of don't really like give me much crap anyways, and the people who would have been more likely to give me crap weren't there anyways, so it worked out in the end. Also had like a sister and brother-in-law from Kansas City come down to visit and celebrate that as well, and so on the opposite end of the spectrum, them are two family members that I get along with greatly. So that was great to see them, and plus my niece.
Right on. I just hung out with the wife and the dog all weekend.
Gotcha. No Thanksgiving parties or anything?
No. It's we're not the most social of people. I mean, we got a couple friends here, but they got family from here. We're not locals.
Okay. No, you're not locals.
In Oklahoma, no.
Oh,
we're from
your family is from
we're migrants. Yeah.
It's from where?
So I'm from Mississippi and my wife's from Tennessee.
Okay, I see. Good old South.
Yes.
Although it's kind of odd. Oklahoma seems to be in that little bit of a cross section between both South and Midwestern culture.
They want to be in the South. They're not Southern.
Okay.
It's
still more Midwestern than anything.
Yeah, it's way more Midwestern. I mean, honestly, compared compared to like Wichita and Omaha and stuff. I mean, yes, they're slightly less Midwestern, but yeah, it's got a strong Midwestern vibe.
Yeah. What do you classify Texas as more though, as South or
South,
Western? Okay.
definitely South. Well, I mean, it was actually part of the Confederate States. It actually has a lot of the cultural Southern deals. Of course, they also have a little bit of that Southwestern and a lot of Hispanic Mexican um, callbacks. So depends on what
Right.
part of Texas. I mean, if you're in East Texas, it's more Old South. The further west you go, the more Southwestern and Mexican it gets.
Right. Um, I mean, that seems to be like the general classification for what gets called South or not, as states that were formerly part of the Confederacy. But Virginia seems to be in that bit of, I don't know, it's kind of a cross between both New England, because it was like one of the main states to help form the country in the first place, but it also was part of the Confederacy during the Civil War.
So it depends on if it's part of the Tidewater area or Alexandria or the rest of the state. So the Tidewater is Hampton Roads area, which is the coast. Um, Hampton Roads has a big colonial influence. Alexandria, DC, and the rest of it is rural farm state, and it's a beautiful, beautiful state. But man, the politics there are just toxic.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Hmm. I don't know if I feel comfortable. I feel mentioning this. You know, I'll just go ahead and say it. I was in Washington D.C. within the last few years. Mostly wanted to see the Smithsonian museums, and as soon as I like rolled into the what can be called the border of the city, I just felt a kind of a spiritual drain, which was kind of funny because my dad like goes talking about of how that he slept overnight one time in Washington D.C. I think that was during a family vacation actually too. But he was one of the people in the group that noticed it the most. He noticed that staying there was just a bit of a spiritual drain. Like I guess largely he felt that because being Christian and all of that, and that seems to be where the demons are like attacking the most. And really, I'm gonna be honest. I felt it too. There was just some kind of anxious, like dark feeling I had inside my heart and gut being there.
That's all the corruption.
Could also be a bit of a contribution of how shitty the road setup is.
I mean, last time I was there was J6, so
Oh right.
yeah, that was an interesting evening.
What's up, memes? By the way, um, you haven't got investigated or anything by any federal agents yet, have you?
Of course, I have.
Oh, you have. Okay.
Yeah,
Rip.
that's not that big of a deal.
Okay. By Nina able to like get away with everything he wants to do, along with the people that are kind of controlling the strings behind him.
Well, I mean, if you don't do anything wrong or illegal, there's nothing they can get you on. I mean, they could try, but
You know, speaking of politics and whatnot, because I'm so ignorant that of your live streams and whatnot, because I haven't watched them so much recently. That is the biggest reason why I'm asking this. So I'm not so updated. But you still a Ron DeSantis supporter, or have you kind of went back to supporting Trump or even Ramaswamy for that matter?
well, I mean, I've never been that much of a DeSantis. I just thought he was more marketable.
Ah,
But when I like some of the policies he's done, but some of the things he's done has been like anti First Amendment. So I'm skeptical of DeSantis.
Um, anti First Amendment. Are you talking about the stuff in regards of the people like praising Hamas? Or are you talking about something else?
Yes, and Disney, and yeah, all of them. Even though I'm a staunch Israel supporter, um, I believe that you should protect even the speech you detest, and I detest that speech. But if they're not providing any actual support via monetary purposes or anything like that. I mean, spout all the hateful rhetoric you want. I don't care.
Was he actually? Well, of course, we both know and agree that he was cracking down on public funding to school groups that go praising Hamas. But was he actually like cracking down on people who are not getting any kind of government funds, saying, "Oh,
no." But he did tell state schools that if they had clubs that supported these hateful things, that no money would go to them, and I think that's a little bit beyond his role.
Well, maybe.
But
is it state money that you said?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all the money he can deal with anyway.
Well, maybe one should make an argument that no political advocacy club or whatever should get in any state money.
Well, and that would be just as bad. That would actually be worse.
Just as bad, be worse. Like no pro-Trump political club, no pro-Hamas political club.
You can have all that if you want.
No, I mean no funding for them. I mean,
well, I mean it's that's not their place. That's not the state's place. If the students want to start a club, regardless of how stupid it is
it the state's place to fund them though too?
Well, they don't fund the clubs. They fund the universities. What the universities do with that, if they want to put provisions into what they can use it on, that's a different animal, but that's not what was going on.
Okay, so that's clarified to me. It made it sound like at first that it was money going directly into funding these clubs. No, instead, no, the money's going to the schools. The schools are then transferring those monies to the clubs. Okay.
Yeah. So I that kind of stuff bothers me, and how he decided to end the Reedy Creek deal, even though I thought Reedy Creek was pretty dumb. That was a deal made with between the state of Florida and Disney upon the construction of Disney World, that they would be able to govern themselves. I agreed with the ending of it, but it should have been done through legislation, not through executive fiat. So
or state fiat. Or
yeah.
Whatever would be the technical term for that particular.
Yeah.
It was like a state executive action.
Yeah.
But didn't you do the same? Or didn't you do the same thing to ban businesses from banning or keeping out non-vax people out of their businesses?
Yeah. He did the same kind of thing, and I mean, if there's state money going to private businesses, he has every right to do that. You know, if he's protecting the rights of the citizens, that's more of a rights protection thing, because there's nothing that says that you have to receive some type of medical treatment. But yeah, but he's not doing well as far as his marketability. He's made some really bad moves in his candidacy, and I don't think he has a snowball's chance in hell. And even though Trump did some stuff that was quite anti-constitutional, or claimed that he would suspend the Constitution in regards to him losing the election, which, I mean, we're supposed to be voting for who's the bigger person, and well, in that case, Trump wasn't.
I read an article about that. I might have to refresh my memory a little bit better on what the exact quote was that he said on that. But yeah, that sounded that was pretty bad. Even if he was not meaning the words that he said, just Trump needs to proofread his own words, proofread, even though that he most of the time might not be using a teleprompter or script or anything to speak. He needs to think before he speaks a lot better.
Well, I mean, you know, honestly, he's not that bad off the cuff most times. But yeah, he's done some big boner things. I mean, it is what it is. Right now, I mean, Trump's a front runner. I'll vote for whoever gets the Republican nomination at this point. Vivek Ramaswamy, I like him. I like what he says, but I don't know if he is really holding a principled stance, because I'm old enough to remember him fanboying over Obama during a presidential town hall. So his opinions are newly formed, and I just don't know if he's flushed them out enough.
That would have been like a 12. Well, okay. At longest, it would have been 12 years ago. At shortest, it would have been like, well, no, over 12 years ago, 2008. Do the math. At longest, it would have been like 2008. At shortest, it would have been like 2016, 17, something like that.
No, it'd have been 2012.
2012.
Yeah, because it was a presidential election.
It was an
Vivek,
election town hall.
yeah,
Okay.
Vivek was a college student at the time. And look, I voted Democrat in the past. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I didn't.
Right.
I wasn't always, and I'm not even a conservative. I'm more of a libertarian than anything. I'm just fiscally conservative.
Are you sure? Let's go down the line of questions. No, I'm joking.
Well, okay, so where I'm not a libertarian is I'm not an open borders cuck.
Okay.
I believe that the individual states, I believe in more in states' rights than I do federal rights. So Obergefell should be overturned, and that should be going back to the states. But I don't care if two people of the same sex want to get married. That's their choice. But it's up to the state who issues the license if they acknowledge it or not.
Not to get too debatey, though. You remember our live stream that we had back in 2019?
Oh man, I've done quite a bit between now and then.
Okay, well, in 2019 we got into the issue. Well, one of the main issues that we got into was the LGBT being pedophiles, that subject, and so forth.
There's a higher incidence of pedophilia with amongst all the alphabet communities. As far as it's disproportionately big there. Yes, my opinions on the deviancy, sexual deviancy, doesn't tell me what party I'm a part of.
Well, I would pin that more on the LGBT activists, more than like your average gay person and myself. But regardless,
a lot of gay people are pretty awesome, man. It's okay. Individual. It's an individual thing, but it's the activists that ruin everything.
Yeah. But the other subject that we touched on in that live stream was the issue of whether or not businesses could deny service to anyone that they chose for any reason at all. Like, have you changed your opinion on that at all?
I don't believe they should be able to deny service if they use public utilities.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, you shouldn't be able to go, hey, look at that brown paper bag. Are you darker than that? Then you can't shop here. No, that's stupid. Especially if you're using local utilities. They can't discriminate, therefore you shouldn't be able to either. But when it comes to things that are like artistic expression and things like that, such like the
versus private sector, though.
Well, but if you're using public resources for private gain, there should be some restrictions. If you are a cake baker and you have a Christian based or a religious based business, and two homosexuals who are getting married come in and say, hey, we want you to bake a cake, and say, death to Jesus or whatever, or even just something that is against their holy text, I don't think that baker should be compelled to write that.
I think it's like all of it equally speaking, both you hating white people or you hating black people and etc.
Yeah.
And that the utilities should not deny service to anyone of either side of those kinds of spectrums, be it to racial hatred or otherwise. But that's my belief. But
yeah,
you want
to have you seen the libertarian that got actually elected? Have you seen that?
Um.
Look up
I
Argentina president.
Oh, that. Okay,
That
that's
guy,
yeah.
a
I did.
libertarian, actually
I
won an election.
I need to look into that a whole lot more. I mean, I've seen his proposals of him just like ripping off names off of a whiteboard
Yeah,
of different
outs,
parties he
outs,
wants to
outs.
like take out and so forth. Like, if only Trump would actually focus on that kind of messaging, but he doesn't like to emphasize that all too much.
Well, so Trump isn't a politician. Trump is he is definitely what I would call a populist, hands
Yeah.
down, and he runs everything that he does almost like a high school election. It's a popularity contest. He wants everyone to love him, which isn't the most mature way to do things, but I mean, it's the way he does it. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of valid criticisms on Trump. I mean, Trump did, I think, a lot of good on many different levels, especially in foreign policy. Look at the Abraham Accords, stuff like that. I think normalization of relationships with Israel in the Middle East is actually a very good thing. But I am the shill of Tel Aviv, so maybe I'm a little biased. I'm a lot biased, to be honest. But that has to do more with my conversion to Messianic Judaism than anything, probably.
Hmm. By the way, just to have a little bit of fun, if you don't mind me saying, like the bread tuber lighting that you're going for there.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. I mean, I've even got puppets in the back. So
Is that supposed to be Louisiana Saints right there? The football helmet?
yes, that's the New Orleans Saints. So that is a
New
helmet
Orleans
signed.
Saints.
That's a helmet signed by every member of the Super Bowl team from New Orleans. So I am a fan of the Saints, have been for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
And so when they finally made it to a Super Bowl and won, I mean, of course, I was excited. Actually, this isn't even my helmet; it's my son's. I got it for him for Christmas, and when he
Yeah,
moved away, he didn't
even from
bring it
here,
with
it
him.
looks a little bit too small for your head.
Oh no, it's a full size. It's a full size helmet. I could wear it.
Maybe
It's
there's
just,
a bit of an optical illusion as far as
well, it's
the camera
distance.
goes.
I mean, there's like 7 feet between the camera and that helmet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks like closer to like 4 or 3 feet almost.
No, it's I don't have a
Or 5 feet.
close background. And I do that to actually obscure things in the background.
Actually need to hang back up my Gadsden flag. Damn it. I keep on procrastinating on that. I also have like a useful charts. Maybe I should like put my Gadsden flag right here and then right over here put my useful charts chart. Have you ever heard of useful charts, by the way?
Can't say I have, but
All right, let me show you here for a quick second. Won't take but a minute. Dang it, I'm wondering if I actually have to get out my knife or something. Nope. Popped off.
there you go.
So this one, they have multiple different kinds of useful charts. So for at usefulcharts.com, but this one in particular, dang it. Hopefully that staple is not scratching things up too much. This one though is about, don't know if you can see it too well. It's about different empires and so forth. The timeline of the reign of different empires. Like as you can see there in the middle is a good old Roman Empire, and then the Empire of Charlemagne is like few like 500 years after that or something roughly around there. And so yeah.
Right on. Where's the real empire though? With my man Darth Vader.
I'm sorry, there is no I don't think anyways there is any like a Star Wars timeline
Look, man, that was a documentary, not an act of fiction.
right. George Lucas had some secret time traveling technology, and he went back in time to visit Darth Vader and the rest of them to see what happened.
Yeah, the true hero of Star Wars was Darth Vader.
Right.
I mean, every movie was about him.
The Force. He brought balance to the Force. But he first took down the overly corrupt Jedi, and then he took down Darth Sidious as well.
Yeah. And then that spawned Darth Emo later on.
Those are fanfics. Those are fanfics. Yeah. You don't acknowledge those fanfics.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Darth Emo, but no, every main Star Wars movie was about Vader in one way or the other. It was either a recounting of him and his love affair with Queen Amidala and his fall from being a Jedi to his trying to return from going out for a pack of smokes and some milk, reconnecting with his kids. I mean, look, he wasn't all good. He made mistakes.
Yeah. By the way, are those all like imperial treatises that I see right there hanging off of your mic stand?
Oh, these, yeah. I mean, for the Emperor and everything else.
Right.
I've really gotten into 40K. So.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that very fondly. In fact, one time where I was all like, I'd be into Warhammer 40K, except it's too dark. And then you were like, look, no, you are the dark conservatarian. You should be embracing this.
That's right. I mean, look, Grimdark is the only dark that really matters.
Yeah.
The Imperium of Man, there's just something that about space Nazism that just works.
When you're that desperate to fight off Cthulhu.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, some people take it seriously. I like the stories.
Yeah. No, I'm actually working on my own sci-fi comic project. I do not know if I ever told you about that, actually. Have I ever told you about that? That I'm working on I'm trying to write a comic series, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's supposed to be in collaboration with Reckless Trucker as well, but dang it, it's always like taking so long. Let's see.
Yeah, those kind of projects, man, they're very, very time consuming. And if you're a normal working schlub like myself or you, it's not something that happens immediately. You don't have that freedom of not having other things to do. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha. Like this is like a bit of an old concept picture. This isn't this is part of a segment of comic that I'm actually gonna redo. But yeah, and those are not robots. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, I see the Halo Spartan there. No, these are not Spartans for the millionth time, people. Just because I have armored sci-fi infantry in my story doesn't mean that they are always based off of Halo.
Look, man, you're just trying to do your part to fight the Bug Menace.
Dang. I'm getting a phone call right here.
Yeah.
See if I can like
Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Remember, Dark Conservatarian is not known for his showmanship. He is known for his takes. When the phone rings in the middle of a stream, you send him a polite text and be like, "Hey, bro, unless it's absolutely an emergency, get back to you later. But yeah, no, it's actually I'm happy. I'm happy for my man, Dark Conservatarian. He's growing. He's getting so big. And no, he's a good guy. We were actually supposed to meet up a little bit ago, and I wasn't able to because of family issues. But
Just
yeah,
listen, I was acknowledging a phone call from my sister there. I guess you were like talking about me and how I passed by Oklahoma City and we were supposed to meet up in person.
yeah, and I wasn't able to make it. Yeah,
Yeah,
which I regret. But hell, last time I was in your hometown, you were out of town, so it's
yeah. Who knows? Maybe spring I'll like try and I'll make an effort to visit my cousin down in Texas and passing by Oklahoma City. I have a beer and dinner with you and maybe a game of pool or something. You into pool?
there you go. I mean, I'm not as good as I used to be, but hey, it's a fun bar sport.
No. I got you. Like, I'm not particularly competitive or good at it. I just find it to be, although regardless of how good or bad I am, I still get a kick and have fun with it. And plus, it's a legitimately like chill, masculine time to have with people.
It's also applied physics and geometry, so there you go.
Right?
Yes, I'm nerdy enough to actually find the mathematical side of it kind of fun. Although I'm not that good. I used to be all right. I was mediocre when I was younger. Some people would say, "Oh, I used to be really good at it." No, not me. I was fairly competent, and that's about as far as I've gotten in my pool skills.
Right. So those are like some pictures from one scene. This is like an entirely different scene right here.
Yeah.
There's no particular order for these pictures. Like there's this one and that one, and well, both of these are like take place a little bit before this picture or this picture actually. But the order that it goes in is that Shirik right there,
Mm-hmm.
the one real sexy lady right there. The story is seen like focuses around her and how she's like poor and impoverished. She lives in like the lower levels of the city, and they're only just one level above where all the mutants reside, actually. So, looking into like the deeper lore of Star Wars and all the deeper levels of Coruscant, if you go down to like the lowest levels of Coruscant, there are actually these mutant creatures, and so that's kind of where I got the idea from. So the lowest levels is all polluted to where you have these creatures that are just mutated, and these people live just one level above. So, getting the
Have
idea.
you so are you familiar with 40K's Underhive cities?
Well, Underhive. Actually,
Yeah.
I have listened to Luton 42's video about that, and he goes in depth about the Underhive. So you could almost summarize this as that, although not to quite as much of an extreme. But there's a whole lot more of the weirder aliens, a whole lot more of the gaggly and gangly and messier people. And this is also, funnily enough, where that some of the water purification is. In fact, Shirik here is actually a water purification a facility maintainer, anyways.
Okay.
And so she's actually sent down a level below them so as to see what is causing the water agitators to stop working. And in the process of it, and while she's gone, she finds out that Solanez, who is like the one old guy right here, and then Lee. Okay, I actually need to work a whole lot better on the name for her, but I go thinking Lee Vianas is the name I want for her, but Lee is like more typically a dude's name than a female's name, so I don't know.
Leah. There you go.
Yeah, okay. Actually, that's anyway. They get arrested One of them for sexual degeneracy, and the other for gun possession. And
Hmm.
so one of them, the younger of them, Leah, is going to end up being conscripted in the Republic Rangers because that's the program that they have to make up for the numbers of ground troops that the Republic has. Is that they start uh, drafting and conscripting some of the lower offending criminals, or actually even the higher offending criminals, though the violent criminals they keep a lot closer eye on. But the younger criminals in general, the older criminals, not so much, but the younger ones, they go drafting. And so she gets drafted, and Shyrick wants to join the Rangers as well, not only to try and like catch up with her friend there, but also to get out of her impoverished state on the lower levels of Kiet 2 is the name of the moon. So you see in this panel, this is another bit of scrapped concept art. You see this is supposed to be the gas giant Kiet Prime, and then that's Kiet 2 and the distance right there, and that's the transport that all of our main characters are on to go to training. And that's another main character is Vyric. She's from a totally different planet. She's actually a kind of taller species that I call a oh god, a Xienzi. That's the name of the alien species. Uh, they live on a more mountainous planet, so they're able to like they're very nimble creatures. Also, kind of on the larger side too, and that isn't actually hair or quills or anything. That's actually feathers that's coming out of her head and then out of her tail there too. And then that's Jason Wells over there. Supposed to be kind of the more, I guess, conservative, almost Christian. Although Christianity isn't really a thing in this universe, but there is kind of an equivalent religion that I created in this, and that's what he is. So this is actually some of the panels of the comic project.
Right on.
Just going through all the old pictures here. Oh, this is actually a more completed picture of some
I
of the.
really like how you do your perspective drawings when you're showing the lines. I mean, I see a couple mistakes in it, but dude, you're doing this freehand. That's some good work, man. I like that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, actually, yeah, these are both the same picture. Just this one is more completed. And you
Yeah.
can see there's the ceiling there, all the pipes that are hanging out and so forth. There's a pipe right there that is leaking. And this is actually level W. So, again, one of the lowest levels, and it's a whole lot more cobbled together, and so forth, as far as how it's constructed.
But do you use rulers and do you do invisible lines and stuff like that?
You know what? I don't do a whole lot of invisible lines. I did that for like one particular panel because I was struggling with some of the character perspectives. Actually, let me go ahead and get out to one of the pictures that I am referring to right here. All right. So Shyrick is actually not human. She's a species of alien called a Hypian, and they're actually technically the evolutionary ancestors of this universe's equivalent of humans that are actually called Kians. Instead of humans, they're called Kians. And on the native planet of Hypus, they're because it's like a windier planet, they're generally a whole lot shorter. But on Kiet 2, way before it was turned into a big old ecumenopolis, and just in general, whole lot less wind, and it's a little bit darker as well as far as the lighting goes. So originally, all the Hypians, for the most part, they're like more darker skinned and shorter because of it being like a desert planet and being so windy. But then some of them were like taken as slaves by an ancient race called the Rhinar, who are basically what I based off of from the Forerunners from Halo. If you know anything about Halo lore, you know about the Forerunners and how that they were these super technologically advanced, almost demigod-like alien species, and the Rhinar are basically that. They took some Hypians from Hypus as slaves to have them work on Kea-2, and after so many thousands, tens of thousands of years, they got taller, their eyes got smaller, and some of them even got paler to basically make white people, evolve white people. But
Those darn white people,
yeah,
always evolving everywhere.
those darn white people. If I might like give myself a solo layout, that's supposed to, that the okay, dang it. That is the picture of the panel that I was using invisible lines to help with the perspectives, because I originally wasn't getting the perspectives I want. But yeah, Hypians. That's a Shyrick right there. A whole lot shorter. That's actually his nickname is Red. He's like a slightly above average height human, and then there's Vyric Zenzi, and you can tell of how much that she towers a lot of the other species because of her own appropriate species of alien. This
Right
is
on.
like one of the basic training books that I'm actually working on.
Right on.
At the stage. I actually took pictures of all the panels for Shyrick's like backstory, introductory story. I could like send them to you sometime later if you wanted to like check it out and read it yourself.
Oh man, I'll wait for it to come out.
Before it to okay. I haven't posted a full one, although there is actually one comic that I did in full. Although the final product is, it's not yet colored, so the final product isn't out. But the entire storyboard, at least, is completed and whatnot.
Have you looked into doing using digital software? To
I really should.
So it's hard to get used to. So I use Photoshop for a lot of the digital art that I do, because I draw avatars, I do all kinds of stuff for a little bit extra scratch. But I have a screen that I use a pen to draw on with.
Right.
And
Stylus.
it's pressure sensitive and everything. And
Yeah.
it makes drawing everything a lot easier. You could put all the artificial horizon, your focus point, your invisible lines and stuff for perspective and all that other stuff. You can put those on different layers, and you can just remove the layer when you're done, and voila. So it makes things a lot faster.
I need to invest in a smart pad.
Well, I don't know what system, what kind of rig you run. I run 3 monitors. One of them's a drawing monitor. You can pick up a drawing monitor usually a lot cheaper than you can most of the like iPads and things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, like on my actual computer screen, I take a stylus and I am drawing on the computer screen.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. Actually, I'll have to keep a sharp eye out for that, because
go to huion.com, huin.com. And they have an entire select. That's the brand I use. I've been using the same monitor now for like 5 years, and it still works brilliantly.
How do you spell that?
HUIN.
HUIN. That's it.
HUION. Sorry, Huion. Yeah, HUION. I just had to look down to look at the. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just I really like their yeah.
Yep. All right. And yeah, I actually have one other friend that I who gives me some tips and whatnot as far as drawing and story writing goes, making a comic. I asked her for like if there's like any good smart pads I can get, and she accidentally suggested me a center pad. So
Oh.
I don't like it, really don't. I mean, even though that I'm actually able to use my
Well,
actual drawing pad to draw something, I cannot tell where I'm starting the line. So I'm
so
basically kind of
they
drawing in the dark.
so Huion has that as well, where you have like a pad you put on a desk and you draw with, and it draws it on the screen. But I prefer just
Right.
drawing directly on the screen itself. Um,
That's me. That's me. I like to draw directly on the screen.
and
No center pads.
you can even get like longer HDMI cables and stuff like that and have it like sit in your lap for you to draw, or you can lay the screen down. Like I have mine laid down and it's probably like a 15-degree slant, and I just draw on it there.
Cool. Yeah, that'll definitely get me more to doing that as opposed to playing computer games constantly on my computer. Speaking of
Yeah.
drawing, so this is actually one of my personal favorites that I've done, even though that some of the concepts are pretty much obsolete, like the design of the Tri-Fighters. They're totally obsolete. I have a totally different design for them. But just look at that like upward shot, though. You
Yeah.
have Kayet Prime that is above overhead. This is supposed to be Vyrick in her suit of armor, and there's a star carrier right there, Starcraft carrier right there.
And see with like, and it costs a little bit of money to get the Adobe Suite, but you can use Adobe for your video editing. It gives you all the different Adobe programs. If you buy the suite, it's like $25 a month. But Photoshop is a very valuable tool that you can use for drawing. You could also use Character Animator. You could turn everything into a cartoon, man. And all you'd have to do is like move your head and stuff and let your webcam do the animating for you. It's pretty awesome.
Oh.
I don't know if you're interested in that kind of stuff, but it's
Making my comic into a cartoon web series.
I mean, so if you look at I have a cartoon playlist on YouTube of cartoons that I've done, including my
Really?
wonderful sponsor only friends.
Only
So
friends.
I'm sponsored by OnlyFriends. It is a fake OnlyFans, so simps can give women money. But yeah, I have literal cartoons and stuff that I've put on my channel over the years.
You have a playlist that's like on your main
Yeah, it's
channel here.
animations. Yeah, it's that first one right there.
Oh, what do you know? You said you done these yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I see. 2 years ago, uploader Aircraft Sparky. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, what am I talking about? I have seen like a couple of these before. It's just damn. It's been a while since I've actually seen them.
And what's really funny is so each one of those cartoons probably took over 40 hours to make.
Ah.
And the reason why I stopped doing it is because, well, I was so burned out. I was working 40 plus hours a week at my normal job, plus doing those cartoons, plus whatever my wife asked me to do around the house, and it was too much.
Are you still building aircraft, by the way?
No, currently I am a supervisor for an engine repair shop.
Engine, like car engines?
No, jet
Airplane.
engines.
Oh, jet engines.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not manufacturing, you're just you're more maintaining and repairing.
Well, so I run a shop of guys that do overhaul.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an all right job.
This is a completely obsolete design of what is this character right here.
was like a headless baby Yoda.
Well, that's the concept art for the before form of this character right here. Supposed to be like this is like okay, what I'm trying to say. Name of this character is Rhinon, actually. I had like this the idea for this character for a while now, ever since the very first comic project that I ever done, which was a fanfic of Cyber Chase, which I called Wars for Cyberspace. And there's a little bit of self-insertion, so I put myself into the comic. It was absolute cringe, let me tell you. But one of the ideas that I liked of it was I had an idea for a character, a Dark Lord character that's based off of a ring wraith, basically. And so that's what this guy is. Eventually, he got to his more modern iteration right here that explains the sharp, long, slanted red eyes and the black cloaked out figure that is he. And one of the reasons as to why he is that way is because he's actually a demigod. He's yeah, one of the gods, or not technically really a god. They're more like angels in the same way that the Einar are of the, or Ainur are from the Lord of the Rings lore. You know any of the Silmarillion stuff at all?
Not really. Really, the majority of the fiction I get into these days is of Warhammer.
Gotcha. But
I mean, in the past, like, probably 6 months, I've probably read like 12 different novels and listened to another 15 easy.
okay.
Yeah, I'm really into that fiction series right now.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Although I just like the Lord of the Rings universe better, even though that I haven't like um I mean I like the lore behind it. I am still struggling to listen to the audiobook for Fellowship of the Ring, and I've never like actually listened or read the Silmarillion myself, but I've listened to a lot of lore videos. But the Ainur are like basically angels. The real god of the Tolkien verse, his name is Eru Iluvatar, and the Ainur are basically angels. They're the ones that actually created all of creation, and that's basically what the Centennials are in my universe.
Right on.
And one of them, fucked well, mortal. I say mortal air quotes because the Rhinar are actually they can live for thousands of years. A regular Rhinar can, kind of like the elves from the Tolkien verse can. So you have one of the Centennials have sex with one of the Rhinar. You combine that, you got a guy that can like live for a very long time. Practically immortal, but he eventually he gets put away in a laboratory. Rhinon does because the his mother does not want the rest of the Rhinar to find out that, oh, I had a bastard child with one of the gods. So trying to avoid a scandal, puts him in a laboratory to be researched on, and that's why he's got 4 scars in his head. I do not know if we can like. Oh yeah, 4 scars in his head because his skull was opened up for some of that researching on him, and because he was so embittered, he eventually gets his vengeance on his mother. But when he becomes ruler of the Rhinar Dominion, he taps into more the potential of his power to eventually learn how to suck the life force out of other living creatures. And so he sucked so much life force to where he's just become almost pure energy. Kind of like how Darth Nihilus from Star Wars. So that's how I got that bit of idea from.
Right on.
That's a typical Rhinar right there. Rhinar citizen, Rhinar priest right there. And that's a Rhinar Millennian. I almost wanted to call him a Centurion, but I thought, why not go, instead of century, base a word off of millennia. So Millennian.
Yeah. So is whiny, doesn't want to work that much, and in their 30s and still living with their mother,
Wait, what?
like millennials.
Oh, I get you.
Whiny doesn't want to work and still lives with their parents in their 30s. Yeah.
No, no, quite the opposite, actually. They have pretty much as much dedication to their military duties as Astartes do from the Warhammer universe. Although, the difference between them and a Warhammer Space Marine is that they actually have telekinesis. They don't have armor that is quite as bulky or as thick as an Astartes,
Well, the
but
Astartes, most of the Astartes have are psychers. So
most of them, or
yes,
just the Primarchs.
no, most of them are actual. Like, it depends on the depends on the chapter. But if they are like gray knights, everyone is a psyker.
Hmm.
Black Templars don't have psychers. They detest they detest the psyker. But it depends on the chapter. But yeah, um, all librarians are psychers normally. Things like that.
I gotcha. So maybe they would not stand as much of a chance against an Astartes. I kind of had my own almost fanfic idea of a Millennium going toe to toe with Astartes, but considering that Astartes, I guess, or at least most Astartes, anyways, do have telekinesis, probably would not stand that much of a chance against your average Astartes.
Yeah, it's the Astartes is they're not overpowered for the universe, but they have definitely they were an attempt to make an I win button.
Hmm.
Is really all they seem to be, because no matter what alien race they go up against, they somehow always win. I mean, a lot of them die, but it's plot armor, man.
Yeah,
You
and of
know,
course, I mean, not to brag so much on Warhammer, but because that they're so overpowered, it almost just seems to like suck some of the in. Well, okay, it works in two ways. So either A, you could have a universe where that everything is super fucking overpowered, like make it so that you have these practical immortals going against other practical immortals. Whereas my universe, I just wanted to do it dialed down on basically all fronts. So the Republic Rangers, not near as tough as like your average Astartes. I mean, they're more like uh they're more like a toe to toe with mobile infantry as far as toughness and versatility goes and so forth.
we'll see. Like, I'm a fan of the Astra Militarum, which is like the humans
Yeah.
for the Imperial, the Imperium, and they're kind of, I mean, they're squishy. They die. They they're a death by a thousand cuts type of army. But there's certain factions within the Astra Militarum, like the Death Corps of Krieg,
Right.
which the big meme is, all they
They're
need is their
so
shovel,
fanatic.
and all they're trying to do is die for the Emperor. And it's I find it fun. The latest Krieger book I thought was a good read. So
So the Kiatian Republic is actually supposed to be kind of like the United States, like the space version of the United States, but a little bit more corrupt than even we are right now. Like, United States does not have like a hard ban on guns, and of course, the United States is becoming more and more accepting to almost too extreme of a level as far as homosexuality and the like goes. But the Kiatian Republic, on the other hand, they both ban gays and ban guns, and they also have a strict hard hand over economics and so on and so forth. Still, you know what? It's something that I ought to think about a lot better, is of how that the military as a military force would be affected with such a corrupt nation. But I guess I just wanted to have fun with I guess I wanted to have fun with the inner corrupt politics of a United States equivalent kind of world. Also have fun with a slightly over the top military force at the same time. But their original goal, the Chaotian Republic, was kind of almost isolationist policy. But as the years go by, they get a little bit more interventionist, more and more interventionist, so as to not just like trade with other nations as far as to preserve their population goes, but to take certain worlds more and more under their wing so as to try and make the resources easier for them to get access to and so forth. Is a long and short that I can say of it. The Galactic Federation, they have a more extreme goal of where that they think that they are the mommies of the unit of the known galaxy. Suffice to say, like they're extreme eco-fascists, population control freaks, and they don't really give a shit that much about their military, especially their infantrymen. As you can see, they're a step down from Astra Militarum as far as their armor goes and so forth. Except for maybe this guy who has like a full-on like a sniper rifle. Although then again, I go hearing that the las gun like makes
it's a good flashlight. They call it a flashlight, for Christ's sakes. It's pretty weak.
Okay, but on the other hand, okay, so in the world of 40K, I go hearing that it doesn't do much of a dent to like your average Tyrannid or Orc or anything like that. But comparing the las gun to any weapon that we have in the real world here, I still hear is like a whole lot heavier duty than say an M16 and so forth.
Well, yeah, but you got to think about what they're combating. When you're fighting, murder crazed fungus, which is the orcs, or your cockroaches exposed to radiation, your Tyranids, or your fish that got irradiated and became self-aware and socialist like the Tau. It's they're all the races are over the top. They all do insane things. So yes, their guns appear to be weak, but against other humans, they're quite strong. It's just it's the aesthetic of the universe, man. Is all it is.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Don't tell me we're about to get attacked by Durvex. Yep. Backed up by the Galactic Federation. Most likely. Bring it on. I actually saw a meme that was called the Death Krieg's New Groove, and that's what I got the idea for this little comic short right here, actually.
Yeah. They get excited, They like to do decade-long artillery barrages, but they gave up 8 years ago. Keep firing. Just yeah, the Kriegers are really really fun. They're fanatics.
Yeah, I actually gone listening to referencing Luton again because he's like my main source for Warhammer lore. He goes talking about the Death Krieg and how that they were formed, and how that they were formed. From what I heard, is that basically the local governor was trying to rebel against the Imperium, but there was still the loyalists, and I cannot remember the leader of or who would become the leader of the Krieg. But he gave the order that he just nuke the whole planet, basically, because if we cannot be loyal to the Emperor, then we shall die, or something along those lines.
So he nuked the rebels, but he did so much overkill that it destroyed the entire world, turned it into a death world, and it's rumored that all the Kriegsmen are just clones of that general.
Yeah,
which clones would be heresy by the Imperial Creed, but since they deliver enough meat for the shield, they're allowed to do it.
They're like, fuck it, we'll take you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the God Emperor of Dune, he bent the rules to as far as allowing technology to be incorporated into the Empire.
Well, it's against the rules unless it's beneficial, and then it's still against the rules, but we'll look the other way.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty much, it sounds like most of the U.S. foreign policy. You know, we're not supposed to do this, but hey, it benefits us, so we're going to do it anyway. Haha. Yes, I like it.
So this is like supposed to be one of the opening shots for a Vyrix backstory introductory scene. You have like a recruiter that was coming by, and then you had some punk Eudalians who are actually some Galactic Federation loyalists themselves, and they freaking hate Keans for the life of them. At least these two go, and then Vyrix just comes up and is all like, "Leave him alone," because he's basically a family friend. This one particular recruiter is. And this is a short that I did where Shyrick, damn, two similar names, where Shyrick sees the stars and Kayet Prime for the first time ever because she lived in the deepest levels of Kayet 2 for the longest time, or for all her life, actually. So she never seen the sky at all, never seen nature or anything like that. So
Right on.
a lot of things reminiscent of Warhammer, you know?
Well, I mean, Warhammer is just the extreme of every bit of science fiction.
This is a
one,
redesign of the Galactic Federation Federal Guards.
yeah, the uniforms kind of resemble a lot of the Astra Militarum. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is doing it? Is it the shoulder pads?
Well, the shoulder pads is part of it. The breastplate. Not on that one as much as the previous picture you showed. Yeah, that
Gotcha.
one. Yeah, that screams Astra Militarum right there.
This one, I for some reason I got the idea. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, on this picture right here, I do not know why I got the idea of Eudalians being like typically long-haired creatures, but eventually I just decided to incorporate that in there as almost space elves, kind of. And so I thought one of the typical styles would be that they have a ponytail, almost like a Japanese. And so I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to make them something kind of similar, the design of their uniforms and so forth, something kind of similar of a cross between both British uniforms and Japanese Imperial uniforms. Like that's kind of what I got the idea of these massive like thigh plates right here. Is it's kind of supposed to look a little bit like a samurai outfit almost. Get these knee-high boots. Well, actually, that's probably like the only thing that I can really think of as far as Japanese. Although the helmet here is kind of maybe a little bit reminiscent of that. I don't know. It's just what I eventually thought of right here as far as design go, and I think I like this idea better than this one.
Right on.
All that. Come on, Jason, why won't you? You know I'm a very lonely woman, and Jason is just having none of it because he's a Chad. And that's one of the more mid levels of Kayet 2. Still don't see a whole lot of sunlight, like ever, but it's a considerable few levels up from the from level W. It's a whole lot more luxury to people's clothing, as some of them even have like these flying cars. There's a worshiper of the Temple of Rhinon trying to convince Jason to get to join, but Jason is all like, sorry, but I worship Yar.
I mean, I can get behind the god's name, the pirate scream of, you know, the holy pirate scream, Yar.
Actually, damn it! I just thanks for pointing out what I did there, right there. But no, the it's supposed to be kind of an iteration of one of the older Hebrew names of God, that being Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yah. So, but I added an R at the end to kind of give it its own flair.
Yeah, no, they worship the pirate scree Yar, and you know, his holy incantation of rum.
Right.
See, that's religion I can get behind.
Do not know how much more pictures there is to show. Oh, this is some of the pictures going through the backstory of Vyric a little bit more. Her backstory, actually, if I may explain, is that lives a bit of a simple life of foraging, collect food for the village, which has actually become a colony of the Galactic Republic. So they do a whole lot of trade, uh, even like work rather indirectly for some of the food corporations that headquarter and reside within the Kaatian Republic. But that's kind of what she does, unbeknownst to her own knowledge, though, because she's kind of ignorant and just also a bit autistic, too, for that matter. She's just kind of blissfully unaware, almost has a little bit of a childlike mentality, actually.
She goes foraging by the dumpsters.
Not by
Over.
the dumpsters. She picks from trees.
How are you going to pick from trees in an underground world where you don't see?
No. This is a completely different planet right here.
Okay.
No,
I'm just asking questions, man.
This is planet Zien right here. And there's a lot of Eudalians. Like, this is one of the more not so loyalist Eudalians who not so loyal to the Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation is actually primarily Eudalian species. As you can see, they have their nose on their forehead, and a lot of them, again, with the ponytail or buns in the back. And I got the comment before, actually, that they look a lot like Tau. I do not know.
Yes, because they don't have because they for one don't have noses, and
they have a nose. It's just on the forehead.
Well, that thing on the forehead looks suspiciously like something the Tau have on their forehead.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
So it's if you look at the artwork for Tau, you'll be like, oh, that's what they mean.
Yeah. Actually, no, I have seen some of the artwork, and I can definitely see the resemblances, but it's actually a drawing that I made up. A design for an alien species that I just randomly made up in a much older iteration of a comic that I did. I just thought, hey, an alien species with their nose on their forehead. That sounds kind of cool. It was well before I even checked out Warhammer 40K, much less knew very well the design of the Tau.
Well, Games Workshop is very litigious, so be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, they sue over everything.
Oh god.
Yeah. You could make a video on YouTube that has that talks about some of the lore, and they may copyright strike you. They may just outright sue you. If you ever watch the YouTube video Astartes, it was like a mini movie that just a fan made.
Oh yeah, Flash Gits.
No, this wasn't Flash Gits.
Oh no, you're talking about the CG short.
Yeah,
no, I have seen that too.
Yes, and that was that guy. He got sued for copyright infringement, and then later got hired on GW. They withdrew the lawsuit and just hired him as an animator for them.
Wow. Why not just? Oh man, they came with the baseball bat before they came with the olive branch. That's not a way to negotiate. You're supposed to come with the olive branch first if you want to get somebody to work for you.
Well, they didn't. I don't think they really wanted him to work for them at first, but when the online community basically pitched an autistic fit over it because it was a work of fan fiction, and
wait, autistic? You're saying being in defense of that guy is autistic?
The way the fan base freaked out over it was autistic as hell. It was
right though.
They were in the right, but it was still autistic screeching. I mean, it doesn't change. It doesn't change what it was.
Okay.
I mean,
I gotcha. I'm not going to argue. It's just that typically autistic screeching is used in a pejorative sense more than anything.
Well, yeah.
Talk down, whatever.
I basically call all forms of activism autistic screeching, though. Just people screeching into the void.
Okay, January Sixers then.
Yeah, pretty much.
January 6th protesters were autistic screeching. Aircraft Sparky 2023.
Hell yeah. Hell, Aircraft Sparky the day of January 6th.
Okay. Gotcha.
I was like, yeah, there was some kind of cool stuff that happened, but kind of pointless, kind of dumb.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, one of my favorite questions I asked there is when they rushed the steps and everything, and they announced that they have stopped the vote, and everyone was cheering. I went, cool. So now what? And just looking at the fear on everyone's face, I'm like, uh-huh. And then I left and went back to the hotel.
It's like we got in the Capitol. Now what do we do?
Yeah. Now exactly what are you going to do? Now that you got what you said you wanted to stop, now what do you do? And they go, yeah, y'all didn't think this out, did you? No, we didn't. Okay.
Did you actually? You didn't step inside, did you?
No.
Okay. I didn't think you did. I mean, I vaguely remember you commentating about it and giving your own witness testimony about it too. And I thought I remembered you saying that you did not step inside, which that was definitely smart.
Well, I mean, it was just it was me going on my stance of what I thought was right, how to do it. So,
gotcha.
I actually had no problem with them stopping the vote, stopping certification of the vote. Where I had issues is when they went in. If they really wanted to do something positive, what they could have done is they could have just sat down in the seats and said, "Cool, now finish it in front of us." I no threats to violence or anything stupid like that. Just literally just sitting there and going, "Cool, we hear you, but we want to witness this firsthand." If they'd have done that, that'd have been the most based movement ever.
Would have been a little bit more of a indirect intimidation, and I'm not saying intimidation like in the mainstream media sense of the word, being all like, these guys were about to attack them. He's just standing there menacingly.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what they did to Jacob Chansley, the QAnon shaman, the guy who was escorted around the Capitol and then put in jail for 2 years for being escorted around the Capitol.
Yeah.
I mean, currently our government is still holding political prisoners. So, I mean, there's that.
So to rewind back onto fun topics, nothing too long about Vyrex's story. The biggest reason why she joined the Republic Rangers is so as to she finds out that her dad, like trying to keep it from her, but failing to keep it from her, that he has stage 4 lung cancer, and so as to get the funding, so as to get him to K it too and cure him better, she joins Republic Rangers to pay for it all.
See, I would have put it in more of a modern day context and said, well, what she's really doing is she's covering up for her OnlyFans page. She's trying to justify the money she has. And she wants to do it that way. Her dad, who just subscribed to her channel, will think that really she isn't doing that.
Sorry, if anything, I'm trying to make these people a little bit more analogous of Native Americans, with how that they're overly stoic and all that stuff, and not sexual deviants like OnlyFans thoughts.
Oh, come on, man! Don't hate the thoughts. Thoughts and prayers, right? Thoughts and prayers. Oh wait, that isn't what they meant. Damn it.
Oh, this is supposed to be the basic training book right here. Speeding through some of it. Well, actually, what am I talking about? If I may, just go into a little bit of backstory about this. So, where that they do all the training for the Republic Rangers and a lot of the other military is that they are in this big fat ass military installation called basically just simply the Block. And for obvious reasons because it's shaped like a big old.
Hold on.
cube.
Shrapnel. Is that Derek Chauvin?
Derek Sheshin stabbed in jail.
I bet he means Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
If that happened, that's huge.
Wow. But yeah, that's where that they're training, and so it's such a big installation that if you go join the Republic Rangers, you're not going to see the light of day for the time that you are training. That's a big shot of the interior of the installation. They're all running for part of their physical activity, part of their PT. I get a lot of inspiration from Band of Brothers, actually, for some of my basic training stuff. So that's kind of what that's supposed to be a little bit reminiscent, is that the drill instructor is constantly taking them on runs, kind of like how Captain Sobel was.
Captain Sobel. That douche.
Man. Band of Brothers is such a good show.
Right, we actually watch Band of Brothers every Memorial Day.
Based.
And then then we follow the lesser known The Pacific.
Is it just as good or
no, it's not just as good. It's decent,
okay?
but it's okay. I mean, it's basically the Band of Brothers story, except from the Marines' perspective in the Pacific Theater.
Gotcha. So Shrapnel said in the live chat that yes, that was who he was referring to. Derek Chauvin stabbed in jail.
Yeah. I mean, not surprising, you know. I mean, he did, of course, kill Saint Kirby, patron saint of meth.
Saint Kirby. Where's
George Floyd?
No. I know who you're actually referring to, but where did the nickname Kirby come from?
Well, you couldn't say his name for a while on YouTube, so we just dubbed him Kirby. George Kirby.
He doesn't look anything like the pink gumball who can just suck people into him and absorb their powers.
But yeah, it's the patron saint of meth, you know, he didn't do nothing wrong.
That was fentanyl.
Well, it was a speedball. It was a combination of meth and fentanyl that was in his system.
Gotcha.
And I mean, he was George Kirby, man. I mean, the man, the myth.
So I will admit that this picture needs a whole lot more shading, but I like this is concept art for one of the earlier pictures that I shown and to kind of just breezed on by. I call this creature an Oglodoth. Like I base it a whole lot off of the Kraken, because the Kraken is the thing that Hades creates to defeat the Titans, defeat a generation of Greek gods, and that's how and why that these creatures were created.
See, I want to develop a Kraken character, but I'm going to name him Phil, and he's going to have Scottish background, so he's really going to be called Phil McCracken, and yeah, he comes out eating haggis.
Or does he just take in the haggis?
Well, I mean, that's what eating is. So, I mean, you're taking it in.
In what orifice?
Well, I mean, look, I wasn't going to go there, but I mean, that's where your mind goes. That speaks more about you than me, sir.
Hey, no. I got the lewd reference there, Sparks. You're not lying to me, okay?
Good old Philip McCracken, yes. He was a good sea monster. He hung out with old Nessie, you know.
You get a lot of practice for your Scottish accent by listening to Count Dankula.
No, I can't do it. First of all, I make the sound of H. I don't say hey with it, so it's a H. I say H. You know, so I can't pull it off, man. More of my Scottish accent is more of a poor man's Austin Powers.
I guess that's all I had for the pictures. Yeah, nothing
So
more.
800 subscribers, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing to help boost that,
Yeah, man.
get that number up.
Man, I do what I can. Yeah. Look, I'll let you get back to your thing. But yeah, I
Oh,
wanted to
you
stop
didn't
by.
want you didn't want to be a rock snob with me.
Oh, I mean, I see I see, and honestly, me and you will not agree because I would put a perfect circle up way higher than you probably. The police, I don't know if I would call that rock. Um,
Yeah,
so
I would only call it that because of the fact that they're always played on the local classic rock station.
yeah, yeah. So classic rock versus modern rock. Yeah, two different animals in my opinion.
Yeah.
White Zombie, love White Zombie. But yeah, no, I've got a couple things I got to take care of tonight, man. But I wanted to personally tell you congratulations, and you know, hope you continue to grow, and of course, you will do so if you put out more consistent material, because you've got some good viewpoints. Don't agree with them all, and that's okay. I listen to all kind. Dude, I even listen to Vosh. I try to hear
Oh
all the
god.
viewpoints. Oh yeah, I listen to some really crappy opinions. But I use that to see, okay, maybe there's something I'm missing.
See,
Um,
the best that it gets for me to like listen as far as listening to a leftist so as to not get tunnel vision is Destiny.
well, Destiny isn't a leftist. Destiny is a liberal. He's a big L liberal. He calls himself a progressive, but he's just not racist enough to be one. Um, yeah, because you got to be racist to be progressive. I'm convinced you can't change my mind there. Um, but no, I listen to Destiny. But if you Destiny is tepid.
Well, he
You've got
definitely
to.
like leans hard into the Democrat camp.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he's a team sports player. Um, I I listen to every side. It's almost annoying. I listen to more leftists than I do conservative commentary because I already know how most conservatives think. It's not that hard.
Hmm. I just
But
don't know if I could like suffer through it enough because just there's too many of them leftists that I know of or have listened to before that are just so insufferably smug. Kyle
oh,
Kalinske.
those are the fun ones to listen to. There's this one guy out there. His name is President Sunday, and he sounds like what's the dude on Silence of the Lambs? It puts the lotion on its skin. Like
Not
his
Anthony
voice.
Hopkins.
No. He's Buffalo Bill. He played the Buffalo Bill character.
Huh.
It'll put the lotion on its skin. God help it if it doesn't. The
Buffalo Bill. Is that supposed to be the wannabe trans?
mm-hmm.
The who's supposed to be the actual main villain of the movie?
Yeah. So this guy, when he talks, he sounds like Buffalo Bill. So not only is he pretentious, and he's like, "Well, I have a degree in political science," and I'm like, "Who cares? Your takes are shit. I'm just talk, Buffalo Bill. Talk. Say it puts a lotion on its skin. Come on." And I like listening to him get all indignant, which I just find hilarious because a lot of his takes are brain dead. But these are the thought leaders that are leftist. And I do that just to go, okay, what is the left saying? Because currently, the big thing is open air prisons in Palestine. That's not a thing. Genocide over in Israel, not really a thing from the Israelis. Just all these other things. I want to, hear their talking points and go, okay, let's find out what the truth is. Okay, here's the inverse of that. Okay, this makes more sense. This is what I put forward, stuff like that, because I consider my existence on YouTube to be nothing more than putting more of a sane voice of what's going out into the Ethernet. Although some of my takes are a little insane too. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not a little out there at times, but they're at least my opinions, and they're usually researched.
Yeah.
So
You
it
ever
is
heard
what
of,
it is.
you ever heard of Burger Craig though?
No.
Oh, well, I think that's somebody that we could probably safely say is a little bit more leftist than Destiny. But even then, he doesn't have. He's not an American, so maybe it's a bit different. He's actually from Germany, but he just has a way of delivering that
But
is
does he talk about American politics?
not typically.
Okay, well, see, that's good
We'll talk
because
about it sometimes, but still.
yeah. See, I like like when I see foreign creators talking about U.S. domestic politics, I don't care what side they're on. I discount everything they say because they're not from here. No one cares what they think anyway, or should care what they think. They're foreigners or nobodies. I only listen to American creators on American politics, even if their takes are un-American. Their opinions do unfortunately count, but yeah.
Trying to see what other leftists that I listen to. Abba and Preach are really more centrist than anything else, but
Though they're progressives
are they?
and they're Canadian, so their opinion doesn't matter either.
Are they? Well, okay. I know that they've got some beliefs as far as systemic racism goes, but then again, at the same time, so does Destiny.
Yeah.
So I kind of put them in the same camp as far as that.
Well,
goes.
so they're Destiny orbiters, but they're also Canadian, so I don't care what they think. And people are like, "Well, that's wrong," and I'm like, I don't care.
Goobus actually is more like a comedy animation channel, but he's espoused some leftist takes though.
Well, I mean, look, you're not gonna have to work hard to find people with leftist takes on the internet. They're quite popular. If you want easy money, just go leftist. I thought about doing a leftist arc just to siphon money, but then I'm like, no, I would probably get sick of myself, and yeah.
I guess I'm not seeing a whole lot, much less active. Okay, I am subscribed to Liberal Sanity Project. He's probably like the furthest left that as far as content creators goes that I listen to. Even then, he doesn't like upload that often, but he did make one video about transgenderism that really annoyed the fuck out of me and was really fucking condescending.
I actually like listening to Stardust. And she is so she came from a Indian red dot Muslim family. She's a progressive. She's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she's actually fun to listen to. She is who she is. I mostly listen to Stardust, Destiny. Sometimes I'll listen to Vosh, President Sunday if I want more of a centrist left leaning. Destiny and Wick TV are good people to listen to. If I want the pure centrist, then I go to Adam and Sitch. But to be honest, they're left leaning centrist too. It's just everyone has pigeonholed them into more of a conservative type deal because of the skeptic TM movement. They were part of that.
Yeah.
But no, they're kind of lefty, although they'll tell you they're centrist. But
Adam and Sitch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, especially Adam with him going on about my MMT. I mean, it's funny. It seems that Adam is like a little bit more leftist in his beliefs than Sitch, but at the same time, Adam goes speaking a whole lot of words that are more charitable towards right-wing personalities than Sitch. And the staple example, the quintessential example that I have for that would be the way that both of them handled that one interview with No Bullshit. As Sitch was just absolutely reaming no BS, and Adam was trying to white knight for him consistently.
Adam's the peacemaker.
Right.
So Sitch is more of the firebrand. Adam is the peacemaker. I've talked to both. I've even hosted Adam once, like early in my streaming days. But I also had the Amazing Atheist on. So.
Oh, I guess Chud Logic would actually be another one that I listen to on occasion. Although
he's a gossip guy.
Yeah, I originally he originally like popped up on my radar when he was doing more anti-right videos more than anything. Like he was consistently criticizing Magog Morscar's political takes, and he even made like a response video to me, Night Shift 10,000, and my 2 cents all in the same video.
Mm.
It was actually nothing even long. He did not stick to one particular video. He just was checking us out like for quick moments at a time in that 1 hour live stream clip that
Man,
he
I
did.
haven't seen a Magog video in forever. So
Yeah, he's pretty much done with politics. He just does his own thing. He does the side quests is all that he does nowadays.
yeah, and I never was a fan of the side quest deal.
I was at a time, but ever since they got rid of both Jester and uh, Lyra, I believe, was supposed to be the half orc character. Ever since they got rid of both of them, it's just gotten a whole lot more stale. I mean, I know that the Joker guy that he caused some drama for them a whole lot, and there was a whole lot more toxic behind the scenes stuff than I believe is even revealed, for that matter. But
Yeah,
it's
I
kind of
don't keep
implied to
up
me.
with
But
drama.
re-
I've
re-
got
regardless, all the same, he was still like one of the big time entertainers. One of the most entertaining things of the show. Ironically enough, though, for me.
yeah, I used to like his little videos that he would do when he talk about when he would in character talk about things going on in the realm of Earth, and
Oh yeah,
I love that stuff. But when he started just going over to live streaming, and I mostly do live streams.
he
Live
he
streaming is for the lazy.
he should have
It is
kept.
easy.
Okay, right. And you're speaking as a live streamer.
Yes, yes. It's editing videos takes way longer. It takes a lot more thought and planning out. Just going with the flow and doing your stream is so much easier than pre-editing. Uh, I appreciate edited videos way more than I used to. Um, but that's because I've done things like the animation, and I've done response videos and all this other stuff. When you're doing a 10-minute video and it takes you an hour and a half to produce, there's a lot of work when it goes into it. And so people don't know all the behind the scenes about that. I'm getting ready to start a new iteration. I'm going to start creating music.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I've got most of the equipment. Now I just need to get a bass guitar and an amp. And yeah, I'll be ready to start I'll start doing music production on the side, and
Thing
it'll
is,
be
with
different.
edited videos, if they do not, if they're not like fairly successful, it can be even more of a letdown if they don't do successfully because you put in more effort.
Well, and that's like the animation. So I would put in over 40 hours to release one animated video a week, and I mean that's including drawing all the backdrops, all the different characters, blah blah blah, scripting, getting voice actors, and everything else. Um, yeah, hell, my only friends video that took me probably like 30 hours to create. Um,
Speaking
and
of,
it wasn't all that hard.
I'm gonna link you my latest response video. Actually, like full on typical format edited response video. Maybe you can give it a like and help support it.
There you go.
Please, I'm desperate and pathetic.
Give me
Who said
views.
that?
Just give me views. Yeah, yeah. It's
I'm holding you up though. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. But seriously, man, if you want to continue to grow, just keep on a schedule, man. Keep doing what you're doing, you'll be fine. And
I
it's
need to
been
get better at that.
it's been a weird long journey for us all here on YouTube. But man, I appreciate having you around still, and I hope continued success.
Right.
So
And
take care, brother. Peace out.
you too, Sparky. See you later.
Later, bro.
I'm going to continue live streaming here because why not? Well, actually, gosh, since I'm not having a whole lot of activity, I think it might be best as far as algorithm and everything goes that I might just go ahead and end this live stream because we're about to arrive on the 2 hour mark, and I don't think I got anything more than three live viewers at a time for this. This is really bad. This is really pathetic. Make sure to slap that like button. Yes, everybody, don't forget to hit the like button, please. But regardless, I think I might just go ahead and end it right here because this ain't doing so good. Actually, let me go ahead and check something here fairly quickly. Dang it. I was checking to see if somebody had like seen one of my recent messages talking about giving a making sure to what am I trying to say? Making sure that they saw the invite link, and it doesn't show that they did. They must be clicking that invisible status button or something. It's not pathetic. It's the holidays. Well, thanks for boosting me up, Sparks. But yeah, I think I'm going to actually end it right here. Get on with the rest of my night. Gosh, I really do need to get out another edited video though. I'm thinking for my next like actual edited response video project that I'm gonna go ahead and work on that response video to Khadija Mabo about cuties. Even though that subject is kind of 3 years old, I'm thinking that with the Sound of Freedom, the release of that, and the controversy of that, that that it's kind of worth the response for one, and just in general, that kind of stupidity needs to be kept in check. And I thought, hey, throw my hat in the ring. And plus, like I did before, as far as the cuties stuff went, and the other thing is about this one bitch, is that she is alleged to be one of the smarter defenders of cuties, and even then, this video was still pretty fucking bad. Like just a whole bunch of goalpost shifting and whatnot. Just totally missing the point as far as what the concerns is of us anti-cuties people are. So I need to get started on that instead of doing these edited clip compilations of my live stream response to that feminist podcast, Bear Marriage Podcast. Which, by the way, do not forget to give that a check out. Actually, view your channel. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, don't forget to don't forget. Okay, I need to actually present myself. Don't forget to check this video out, by the way. For any of y'all who were not informed about the existence of this video, Feminist Podcast lies about anti-prawn book. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. Even though that this clip compilation is an hour and 13 minutes long, the full live stream is actually 5.5 hours long. So yeah, it took a little bit of an effort to try and get it down to this size. Although I probably could have shaved it off a little bit more, but regardless, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just do my tier list video or live stream, whatever, about rock bands on my secondary channel, Darkon Entertainment, sometime. When exactly will that be? I do not know. Maybe it'll be Sunday, but that's no promises at all. So do not super expect me to do a live stream on Sunday. Who knows? Maybe instead of live streaming on Sunday, I will work on the response video to Khadija Mabo about cuties, like I kind of said that I would. And again, I said that I would make a response video to Tim Horn, even though that I only barely got started editing on that and never returned to it ever since. And now it is 4 years after the fact. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you, Aircraft Sparky, for joining on and chatting with me about a multitude of subjects, particularly about my comic project. And yeah, rest assured, there will be more content to come out of this YouTube channel and also my secondary channel. I am wanting to do some movie reviews and even got a script for a game review in the works. What game am I going to be reviewing? I'm not going to reveal it here. I'm just going to leave it a bit of a mystery for y'all. For the 2 of you who are watching right now. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Have a happy rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. See y'all later. God bless. Good night. Take care.